From Mark Zuckerberg to Bill Gates to Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, sit back and relax. Here are the world's richest leaders. Get ready to see billions flash before your eyes. Ever since he was a little boy, the president of Czech government, Andrej Babiš, has always dreamed of becoming a big name in politics and a great world leader. He started out as a fertilizer trader and also worked in Morocco, where he gained valuable experience in foreign trade. But he always had the desire to embark on a huge juicy project. So in 1993 he decided to found the company Agrofert in Prague. He found himself at the head of this huge company, which operates more than 210 agri-businesses, working among other things in chemicals, construction products, logistics, forestry, energy, and mass media. You might as well say that he has been very successful since the beginning. The Czech businessman had to work intensively for several years to bring his company to the top of the world's most reputable companies. Today, Agrofert is the third largest company in the Czech Republic in terms of turnover, with a result of more than 117 billion Czech crowns. This makes Andrej Babiš the second richest man in the Czech Republic. The food magnate is now the head of a small fortune of 3.5 billion, just that. Small billions for which he has worked hard, but which will quickly make him forget all those years of hard work. A little massage in the biggest hotel in the world and it's already forgotten. And that's how he was able to realize his greatest dream, to become one of the most recognized leaders on the planet. You probably know Emir Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, or at least you have heard of him. Do you want to know what characterizes him the most? Beware, you might get dizzy. Well, he is simply the fifth richest ruler in the world. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum has a small fortune estimated at nearly $16 billion all round. His wealth comes mainly from the countless real estate investments he makes as well as the property he owns. The Emirati owns, among other things, a stable of nearly 3,000 racehorses, a yacht estimated at more than $300 million, a fleet of luxury cars that will make your head spin, which includes Porsches, Ferraris, Cadillacs, and a magnificent collection of paintings worth millions of dollars, because he is first and foremost a great artist at heart. Not to mention all the residents he has all over the world, and especially in the biggest cities in the world. I told you that you would get dizzy. Rest assured, the sovereign also gives a lot to charity, and this is what makes him very appreciated in his country and in the rest of the world. Now you have an idea of how many millions Sheikh bin Rashid Al Maktoum has. How do you feel? You have always heard about Vladimir Putin, his political achievements and his failures too, his prestige, his presence, in short, everything but his fortune. I am sure you would like to have an idea, just a small one, wouldn't you? Very well, but be discreet, as it seems that Vladdy doesn't like people talking about money or sticking their noses in his pocket. To begin with, you should know that Vladimir Putin owns $40 million in shares alone, and there is a good chance that he is the biggest fortune on the planet, with a fortune estimated at nearly $200 billion by a financer. If we are not so sure, it is because the strongman of Russia never talks about his wealth, his income, or even his assets. Apparently, he is very afraid of the evil eye. He even tries to hide the truth. In fact, Putin has declared that he has only a modest apartment in Moscow and a few cars, and that his annual salary is only $133,000. The wretch! But according to an official report, the Russian president leads an extraordinary lifestyle. He owns no less than 20 luxurious houses and palaces, 15 helicopters, 43 private jets, a whole fleet of yachts, and a collection of watches at astronomical prices. On the other hand, we will not specify or enter into the debate of where he amassed all this money. We will be satisfied to say that this money is not only in Russia. You have a lot of nerve, don't you? I get it, but maybe all this will have given you the desire to be president one day. Try it, you never know. You may not know him, but you know his side very well, hence the cute little lamp that made you fall in love with it, and that you lovingly put on your living room table. Since he was a kid, Jeff Bezos was known to have an exceptional IQ, and his IQ just so happens to make him one of the world's richest people. When he was in high school, this gifted man decided to put his intelligence and love for books to good use. In 1994, at the age of 30, he founded the Amazon website to sell books first. In the meantime, other revolutionary and ingenious ideas sprang from his mind, and as he is very smart, he jumped at the slightest opportunity to make them happen. Jeff Bezos also founded Blue Origin, an aerospace production company, IMDb, Alexa Internet, Amazon Mechanical Turk, Amazon SimpleDB, AB eBooks, Amy Street, Library Thing, Statistically Improbable Phrases, and many more. In 2012, he bought the carrier robot company Kiva Systems, and a year later the American newspaper The Washington Post for the sum of $250 million, which means that today this giant businessman has in his bank account the modest sum of $177 billion. And the least we can say is that he knows how to treat himself. Jeff Bezos owns a huge house in Medina, near Seattle, and the unavoidable 1,200 square meter house in Beverly Hills, 3 apartments in the Century Tower in New York, the Textile Museum in Washington, the Figure 2 Ranch in Texas, not to mention the thousands of acres of land he also owns. Needless to say, he had to wake up very early for some time to achieve all this. Today, he largely compensates for these years of hard work by taking good time and by letting his companies bring him money. He has used his assets to become the richest man in the world, and this is not given to everyone. You are certainly part of the 1,908 billion daily users of the famous American website Facebook. But do you know how much your little hour spent scrolling through the site's page brings its owner? Well, you'll find out right away. You will certainly be shocked. Mark Zuckerberg today totals the fortune of $121.1 million, while he is not yet 40 years old. Despite his immense fortune, you won't find a more altruistic person than him. As you can see, he has no taste for luxury and opulence, especially when it comes to cars and clothes. He does, however, love everything to do with real estate. He recently spent over $60 million on 2 properties in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, alone. Otherwise, a large part of his money goes to charitable causes. At Zuckerberg's, we always talk in billions. He is so rich that he can live on an annual salary of $1 billion. Every year since Facebook's IPO, his fortune has grown by an average of $9 billion. And according to calculations, it takes him less than 2 minutes to earn what is equivalent to the annual salary of an average American worker, or $4,666. Hence that proud little smile that would give anyone the heebie-jeebies. Are you shocked by what you've just learned? Well, calm down and go have a nice ice cream. It will pass. In any case, the next time you go on Facebook, you'll have a little thought for Mark. Born in Seattle, Bill Gates discovered computer science at a very early age at the prestigious Lakeside School in Seattle, which had a very popular PDP-10. When he discovers a great inclination, even more, a great passion for computers, he creates with a friend his first program, a tic-tac-toe game. At the age of 13, he founded the Lakeside Programmers Group and was in great demand by several companies who wanted to benefit from his talent. In 1975, he decided to found the multinational computer company Microsoft. As soon as he was listed on the stock exchange, the founder of Microsoft became a billionaire the same day. And it is this insane project that has earned him the beautiful fortune of $138 billion, which places him in the first places of the ranking of the richest man in the world. And since he is smart, he does not put his eggs in the same basket. Bill Gates has gradually sold his shares in Microsoft to invest elsewhere. He owns shares in several companies, such as Berkshire Hathaway, owned by billionaire Warren Buffett, or 4.4% of Waste Management, the largest waste treatment company in the United States. Besides, Bill Gates has a great fondness for farmland. It has been revealed that Gates has amassed the land in just a few years and spent hundreds of millions of dollars for it to be now the proud owner of more than 100 8,853 hectares, which makes him the largest owner of farmland in the United States. The billionaire is also the majority shareholder of Canadian National, one of Canada's two largest railroads, as well as the Four Seasons hotels. And that's not all. He has other investments in Caterpillar, the AutoNation dealership, and Deere Farm Machinery, of course. Otherwise, Gates currently lives with his family on the shores of Lake Washington, near Seattle, in a magnificent mansion valued at $131 million. With all this money, Bill Gates is getting dizzy. It's hard to manage so many millions, but to see him, he doesn't look like it. His smile of arch billionaire is enough to make people envious. He was just a kid playing with a computer keyboard, but now he is one of the richest men on the planet. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is often in the news because of the multiple international sanctions his country receives, which have virtually frozen North Korea's trade with the rest of the world. But it is not only his sanctions that are excessive. The wealth that the leader of North Korea possesses is also titanic. To cut a long story short, Kim Jong-un has a cool $5 billion in his small bank account. And since he loves to boast about his wealth, the great leader, as his comrades call him, does not hesitate to make exuberant purchases. To begin with, Kim Jong-un would have a very atypical diet. He orders the highest quality and most expensive products from the four corners of the world. And every day he is prepared a feast of ultra-expensive gourmet food, which he will not eat in its entirety. And as he is a great lover of alcoholic beverages, he has bottles of cognac delivered to him at a cost of more than $2,145 each. He will have spent a total of $146 million on good bottles alone since he took power. This supreme guide is also a great lover of luxury. He does not hesitate to offer himself the best of the best, the most expensive cigarettes in the world, perfumes, lotions, gels, and other cosmetics, fur coats, luxury watches that he buys by the dozens, extremely expensive furniture, astronomically expensive cars, racehorses, and purchases of electronic and technological devices, including his own movie theater. All these whims swallow up quite a bit of money, about $2 million. However, it seems that this little lifestyle does not please many people who, I am sure, envy the North Korean head of state terribly and wish he would reconsider his way of spending the state's money. But as long as Mr. Young gets his hand lotions regularly and his little cars are well maintained, he doesn't care what people think. In any case, the fact of taking power and having amassed a small fortune have made Kim Jong-un not at all who he was before becoming head of state. From a physical point of view, judge for yourself. He might have overindulged in Iranian caviar? So, what do you think of these incredible rich people? Would you like to be like them one day? Tell us what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all the notifications and not miss anything from our next contents.